Hello everyone, hi, it's me, the usual. Yeah, it's Ace Attorney night. Come on, it's Monday, get the program. It's what we do for Mondays, for now at least. But yeah, no, I don't have words to say. I want to play the game. How's everyone tonight? I'll at least ask that before we hop into it, right? Yeah, throw objections, avoid badger. I don't know what else you do in this game. No, it's good game. It's good time. Actually, we have a new case to start today, so that'll be neat. Brand new. For everyone to come and see. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's get into it. I wanna go. I'm going. Korax child, thank you for checking a flight. I appreciate it. How you doing? Alright, let's do it. Hey, Faraday. The young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, that's right, I did it. I killed the guy. But it was a great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it! I ask the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of the Yatagarasu! We just started. The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it! You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy! Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is Yatagarasu? That's exactly what I'm saying! Mr. Rell, I think I've heard just enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You've got to believe me! Alright.
In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready.
You want dumb thing? I got dumb thing for you. Sit back, relax, and I hope you can have a good time. September 10th, 3:20 p.m., District Court, 3rd floor lobby. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who's been accused by the defendant. Fun. Moist Man Jones's Unstoppable Garrison. Hold on. I gotta think on that one. I'm Moist Man Jones, and, you don't wanna... You need something erased off the map? Do you need a group of people gone? Forever? I got the thing for you. Hire me and my garrison. We'll do the job. We'll do any job. Alright, good enough. Edgeworth. Oh. Sir? Alright, hold on. I have to pull up Von Karma again. I'm gonna preemptively drink water. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection.
I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in a court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud.
As I have watched over your studies, I'm giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion.
Yes, sir. That such a legendary prosecutor is watching over my and judging my performance, I have to be perfect in every way. Alright. The trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment, sir. I was already well aware of that. Shortly or in a moment. Which one is it? Be specific. Oh, you fucking bratty ass son of a bitch. This is so good! I could drink a whole gallon! I've never heard of water that tastes that good. Maybe you'll give him a minute. Oh, it's so good! Hold on. Oh god, there's more. Hold on. I'm just gonna unscrew my water bottle at this point. Does he plan on gulping an entire reservoir dry? I spilled water all over myself. Blah. And that is half of my water bottle gone. Which, in case you don't know, this is a half-gallon water bottle. So that was a quarter gallon down my stupid little face. Excuse me, madam, but is something the matter? Oh, I just thought someone would have brought up hors d'oeuvres by now. This is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide hors d'oeuvres here. Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. The heck does she think a courthouse is for? Hi, Softbur. Ishimi Gumshoe. We're gonna kiss Gumshoe. It'll be great. Aren't these great? Daddy made all of these. Awesome! But didn't you get fired right after you made them? Yeah, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. And my boss wasn't very happy with me. Hey, Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. Secret mechanism? Maybe he installed it as a payback for getting fired. It could be trouble. Now I'm curious. Yeah, no, listen, I didn't put that command in. Someone else did. Good brain juice for sad people? Hi, I'm Jetman J, and sometimes life's real hard, you know? We all know it. Life can be a bitch, so... You know, the good brain juice? Yeah, I'm selling that. Got it in this little vial here, just sort of, you know, take it. Just have it. You're having a rough day. Okay. Oh, your new computer came! Hell yeah! Hold on, fucking...
Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute.
Because the defendant was picked up by a security camera, correct?
Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bern Faraday, gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey.
Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Brian Faraday?
He's a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense.
Nonsense? Wait, which voice? Mahogany in this voice?
Or mahogany in this voice? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court.
Say it slower. Mahogany. Did that work? Those who cannot be brought to court. That is nonsense, for no man is above the law, in the gruff voice. Oh, that's gonna suck. Hold on.
Mahogany. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there's no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters.
Thus, there's no reason to deal with such individuals. I see.
Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has will not be forgiven.
Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused, Prosecutor Brian Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt.
Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you just to prepare to do that.
Yeah, go for it, Softbird.
Show them all the power of Von Karma.
Not used to the Ace Attorney series using his first name for the dialogue box label? Oh, yeah, true. Hold on. Now I need to see this. I need to see what this is. Hold on. What is this?
It's me.
Oh, DBZ. Okay, DBZ abridged. Got it. Okay. I'm glad.
So you've achieved a firm understanding of the case.
Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Your food's almost here? You're gay? Hell yeah. Get that food.
Well then, explain the case to me.
Yeah, hi gay, I'm bi. Actually, Pan? Hi Pan, I'm bi.
I want to see if you really know what you're talking about.
Understood. So I didn't look at the case files at all. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Kodobian embassy. The victim, Mr. Deadman, was a staff member of the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackrell, was held for questioning in the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. These are some of the most just Ace Attorney names I've come across. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief, Yatagarasu, had successfully infiltrated the Kodobian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill Deadman. You gonna be streaming again soon? Hell yeah. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. You're gonna be... Dude, Sopper, you doing VTuber shit? Hell yeah, do it. Get it.
It's possible that he wants to go down well in the spotlight if he's found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth.
Yes, sir. Your model's... Your model's gonna have... Jiggle? Your model's gonna have... a whole lot of plot? Never saw that one coming. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The
act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could be seen clearly from the visitor's gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to. By the real Yatagarasu, Brian Faraday.
I keep on saying Brian, but it's Bjorn. Or something like that.
That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Codepin Embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. The second KG-8 incident. I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I've failed to study hard enough. What the fuck just happened to my voice? I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. You've heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group, and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Codepin Embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes. A Codepin by the name of Manny Cochin was the suspect. However, due to a lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? Ha! If only I was in charge of the case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty. My mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you're currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG-8 incident. So that's why it's being called the second KG-8 incident. Yes. Yet, there is one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief, Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu? I'd better find out more. God, I wish you'd stop talking, Manfred. You make me a little lightheaded and not in a good way. I'm gonna drink some water, chat. Cause like, here's the thing about having that low, gravelly voice, is it takes literally every piece of air in my lungs to do that. Unfortunately, if you listen to Edgeworth's, like, in the first game, if you listen to his voice clips, you know, with when he says, like, objection or hold it, yeah, it absolutely has to be that low. Holy shit, this man's a monster. Maybe I'm overdoing it, but it doesn't sound just like that, but it is very low and gravelly. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Codepin Embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly.
Just like the objection clip? Well, thanks. I don't think it's on par, but hey, thank you. I'll take it.
Or, more likely, to steal secrets from the code of an embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police.
What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police?
I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say?
That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct?
Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday.
Mr. Faraday.
He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well.
He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. It's Tiny K!
What is it, little girl?
You're scary, mister. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies, but it looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want? Thanks! That's exactly what I needed! Oh my god, Tiny K is adorable. She's a little bean! Will that child be here to watch the trial?
How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore?
The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is complete.
Why you? Do you know how much time there is left before the trial resumes?
I'm so sorry.
I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant!
It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me.
A proud one you are. You'd better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth.
September 10th, 4 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Oh god, Manfred's gonna be here the whole time, isn't he? Motherfucker. I thought I was done. Thought I was done when I was done with Mass Extreme.
Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared either?
Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention.
You must be the one that Mr. Von Karma recommended. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going on. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson...
Ace Attorney's never done? Oh, yeah. No, I just mean Manfred von Karma's voice. Because...
So it looks like the trial's about to resume. However... Yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to?
It's an emergency, sirs! Fucking called it.
Silence! There shall be no yelling in the sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once.
Please. Well, wait. You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2. Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them. They're both dead, Your Honor.
What?
September 10th, District Court, hallway.
Stay back.
Who the fuck is this guy? Why do you look like goddamn Swiss cheese that's been left out on the counter for, like, a whole week? Ah, jeez.
No one's allowed on the crime scene. Period.
Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hot spot. Isn't she Miss Rail's defense attorney? Hey you! No running in the hallway, pal! And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Alright. Excuse me, but who are you?
Detective Trial Bad. Homicide.
Zach sounds like he's having a good time. I can hear him laughing. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So, how did you arrive to inspect the body before me?
Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple.
Mr. Faraday requested that you be here.
I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid.
Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know.
Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid?
Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that?
Faraday was stabbed to death by with some kind of blade. He had a gun in his hand. The other man, a Mr. Mackerel, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand.
Is there anyone else who went to defendant lobby number 2?
Yeah, the big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe.
Yeah, it's Gumshoe!
He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room.
If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct?
Yeah, maybe.
Such impudence. This guy's really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court?
Homicides are my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments.
So, you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics, in order to assess if Mr. Faraday was really the Yatagarasu or not.
Well. Looks like you might just have a brain after all in that head of yours, son.
Son? I'm not your son, Pops. What's the plot of this case? It just started, and the prosecutor who was on the scene has gotten murdered.
Do you have a minute?
You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this.
Ah, I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court.
Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh?
I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma.
Oh, he's got some of Von Karma's tics now. Damn it.
Do not take me for some naive novice.
Oh, do not take me for some naive novice? Oh, so you're a student of Von Karma. Oh, I should have. Oh, those clothes are a dead giveaway.
Stop right there! These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts.
Oh, thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay?
I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort.
Just kidding. I was goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name's Callisto Yu. And if you're telling the truth, then we're about to go head-to-head in court.
Ah, but of course. I've heard much about you, Miss Yu.
But of course, I've heard that much about you. Oh, you're a regular Shakespeare.
Did I say something funny?
Oh my god, I love her. She's great. Hold on. No. Listen, I'm all for bad-mouthing fucking Bratworth over here. Young Edgeworth? Oh, I'll definitely badmouth that. This lady's great. I love her. I love you. Miss you, that is.
I'd like you to update me on the situation.
I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there?
If that's the case, then why are you here? Ugh, what's so funny?
It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. What Ace Attorney games have I played before? The original trilogy and Apollo Justice.
That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Alright.
And you are... Oh, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Ugh. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name. Now would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe, and I just recently achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream, it's what I was born to do. Wait. Maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene.
I love Gumshoe. Kiss Gumshoe.
So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know? Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, alright? As for me, I was guarding the door to the defendant lobby number 2. So, you were the guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kinda froze. Your detective and a measly gunshot scared you that much.
Then again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range.
Then Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went to lobby number 2 together, and both men were lying there, dead. Is that everything? Yep, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion.
Gum smooch.
Alright.
And unfortunately not, because I only got the VOD channel working recently. After it shat itself. So this will be the first Ace Attorney playthrough on the VOD channel. But, oh well. I have a lot of other Ace Attorney games to go, so there will be a lot more to do.
Miss you! There's someone here who wishes to see you.
Who is it?
A Codopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin.
What?
What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moods have just changed all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, that's the entire final case from Trials and Tribulations. So there's that. Did I also do, oh, I forget if I highlighted the one for Apollo Justice as well. I might have forgotten. Whoops.
Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Cochin?
I'll be right there.
It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu.
Why are you here?
I have no desire to ever see you again. Now. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat?
Fine. Let's go.
Bad. Von Karma, it's been a long time. I knew you'd show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved, and I see this case as no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's a scene the crime where a detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on, though, Bad. The man that I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG-8 incident? So I was right.
More water, please.
Just what is that man doing, wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile! I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here.
Objection!
Oh, Francisca. It's young Francisca. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Huh? You misunderstand, Afterglow. I've got beyond cords of steel. How can you just place him in charge?
Francesca, what are you doing here?
I'm here for summer vacation. What else?
Francesca von Karma. Joe, she's here on vacation from Germany.
What's a good better than steel? No clue. Yeah, no. In all honesty, the voices that do me in the most are these voices. Sort of like, so, this is Larry Butts. Hey, how you doing? Those sort of voices tend to get me more. Though they're also a lot of fun.
She's the daughter of Manfred von Karma, a student of his who's also junior to me.
You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it. Oh no, this is Edgeworth's, foster sister, I guess. Adoptive sister? Edgeworth was fostered in by von Karma. That single line cost me 90 seconds of stream time. It's a good thing I can go beyond 24 hours then, isn't it? That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket.
You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you?
If you were able to pass, then I should absolutely have no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never.
Why does she always have to be this competitive?
Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I'm 100% confident I can do a better job than him.
That's just like Francisca. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad? Yeah? These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both these kids loose on the crime scene? This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. Crime scene's not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over the crime scene, Bad. And I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Francisca, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir.
Yes, Papa.
I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this.
Miles Edgeworth.
It's been quite some time, Francisca.
This will be perfect. This will be a perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name.
Would it kill you to at least say hello?
Long time no see.
Very good.
Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud.
She hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, no, I'm currently going through, I'm doing voices on Mastech stream, every Sunday. So that's neat. We start at 3 PST, usually. And, I tend to voice prosecutors, mainly. Most of the time. That just seems to be the role they put me in. Miles Edgeworth. So I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy for the Von Karma name. Yeah, I have to voice Gumshoe. People will riot if I don't voice Gumshoe.
For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. Yeah, you're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task. September 10th, 4:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. This is the only real explanation that they really killed each other simultaneously.
Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they have finished talking.
What are you talking about?
I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who's truly worthy of the Von Karma name.
A competition?
The person that figures out the truth first wins.
So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name.
Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth.
Fine. Whatever makes you happy.
Can I take that as you accepting my challenge?
Once again, whatever makes you happy.
Ha! Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence that prettily presented like I'm the professional I am.
Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. A kid.
Ha! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid.
I said kids, kid.
How dare you call me a kid as well?
I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy. You're gonna watch over these two. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir. Now, do what I say from now on, kids, alright?
You'd better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do.
Yeah. Then you, prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Right. Now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what did you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons?
Let's see, 7 years ago, she's 13 during this case? Ah, okay. That works.
The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the cut-up-in embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Wells being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented. But then why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if... It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Huh. Maybe you got a brain in there after all, kid. Ugh. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first. Who then counterattacked? That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel that it is much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence as to ensure the honor of the Von Karma name.
Hey, kid. Alright.
It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems they must have killed each other. However... using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha! What was that outburst for? My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that first fell, see? You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense.
And I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. And we shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun. I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull the trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Alright, let's see this knife. Looks like Mr. Rell died with the knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck to it. And he must have used it as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down about it. Okay. Mr. Faraday. How ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Yeah, what'll it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing your investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find the cause of the murder. Alright, I'm on it, pal. Alright. First he killed a Kotoban embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh, what makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. Oh yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Dead Man. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Detective's intuition? Yep. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all detectives... We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Oh, I wanted to talk about my detective's intuition. What do we got here? Why are the plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff then, aren't you, pal? Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyway, these plastic bags could be evidence of a fight between the two men. Alright. Yeah, it's D-E-I-D-M-A-N. So I've just been saying dead man, because... And then, okay, here, no. We're going into the profiles. Fucking... Dead man, Mac Rell... Fucking... That's some of the most goddamn... Ace Attorney... Oh. Those are some Ace Attorney names right there. Makes you want to be a dead man? Ooh. Ooh, got him. This decorative plant foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Alright, Francesca. What have you been doing? I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles. And as such, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me. As you wish. Whoa! This is a Detective Gumshoe. My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. And perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Ooh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Ah! And way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of a detective work. Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? I'd better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it. Did you just not pay attention to anything you do? There's some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance. Yeah, table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. Let's look at our logic. Wow, the table's neat and tidy, but the things are strewn around. What could that mean? Maybe we'll think of something. Big brain. There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as how they got there? Another reason. I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Ah, please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so. Hold on, sorry. I don't know if you guys heard that, but Zach let out some hellish yell. What was that? That was Zach. You doing good, buddy? Yeah, he didn't hear me. That was that scream? Spider blocked a bullet? Gotcha. Okay, what do we get? Plastic bag. Has Faraday's blood on it. Yeah, okay. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rel, looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would they be? Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me? I've been downgraded to just boy. Alright, Gumshoe, let's talk. Yeah, pal? Let's talk about this bag, yeah? Do you have any insight on this, Detective Gumshoe? Well, as a detective, I'd rather see something that's actually As a detective, I'd rather see something that is actually related to the case, pal. And here I thought this was related enough. Alright. Alright, Gumshoe. Wi-Fi's choo-choo train just gonna lurk? Oh. Sorry to hear it, Beats. Yeah, we're still in the chalk outline days of investigation. Also, hi, Summer. Alright, let's just talk then.
I'm so excited, pal. This is my first real crime scene. Let's get investigating. Detective Gumshoe. I thought investigations were supposed to be conducted in a calm, collected manner. Now, what do you know about how to run an investigation, little boy prosecutor? I know that at the very least I have a greater grasp than you of what happened here. Wait, you don't even know more. You don't know any more than me, pal. Look, you just stay behind me, boy, and get out of the way. Ironic coming from the guy that's been a step behind me the entire case.
Alright, what have you noticed then, you big old smoochable man?
This is my first time setting foot inside the courthouse. Who would have thought it would be my first case as a detective? But you know, I get the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future. As a suspect,
Why can't I talk today? Fuck. Shit, man. Okay.
As a suspect, detective? Of course not, pal. Anyway, this lobby's actually pretty luxurious. I mean, for a defendant's lobby, it's got a pretty big TV. Oh, and there's that tea set on the table over there. Bet you didn't know that I like to drink tea? Wow, this room is really decked out. If it means spending time in here, maybe being a suspect isn't such a bad thing after all. I'm beginning to suspect that leaving this detective in charge of anything might be bad. But he is right. This room is rather well furnished. And somewhere in this room the truth is slumbering. It's time to find it, and time to give it a wake-up call.
Alright.
So, Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, boy? Of all the people to call me that, this detective is by far the least qualified. I wanted to ask you about how the investigation is proceeding. See for yourself, pal. Ho-ho! Did I do a great detective bad or what? Is this man not a professional bone in his body? Very well. Then I will inspect the victims' bodies myself.
Alright.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
What else is suspicious? Mr. Faraday. Yep, okay. We already did this. What is weird? We looked at the gun, we looked at the knife, Nothing unusual? Yeah, okay.
His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it... Oh, wait. His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain.
Okay, so he's left-handed.
An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen. A feathered pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal? Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down.
Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try and hide the truth.
Are you sure they were trying to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail, if possible.
What's this? You're not able to form a theory of them the way they are?
I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you?
I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Labby. Yes, sir, we've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of the crime is the work of the detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya? Yeah, okay.
Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir.
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. All right. I like Faraday's scarf. Has a knife wound in his chest here, see? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding.
Labby,
Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir.
make it quick.
By the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Hey, you know, I always keep my pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me you should always write your name on everything you own. Somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. I can't talk today. I don't know what my deal is. Chat, I don't know what's up. I don't know why I can't talk. It looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding.
Ouch!
What's wrong, Detective? My stomach started to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, all right? Shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in the courthouse. I mean, I've been detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? The round grows very hot as it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. Okay. Thought Gumshoe poked the knife. Yeah, sure do know a bunch of neat stuff at your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Typo. Typo! Right there! Typo! Shit! Okay. Okay, there we go. I did all the yelling about the typo for you, chat. You're welcome. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case. Oh, what a crazy way to go! Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's like there's no blood. Alright. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Do you? Do you really? Wow, it's like the fountain pen left the ink on his hand. Wow. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Ooh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to assume that he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very well important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. Yes, Gumshoe is the best man. This is why I'd kiss Gumshoe. Just saying. Okay. There's no blood on the ground, though. There's no blood on the ground, and that's... Okay.
Looks like this sofa is ready to be disposed of. It's so soft. I could sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this thing. If only I could dispose of him. Detective Bird, do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rowe? Looks like they killed each other, to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would they be? Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy? Ugh. Now I've been downgraded to just boy. Alright.
Hello, Zach. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it.
The window is open and, there's a fresh flowery scent in the air.
Rounds is fucking nuts. I've never heard of it. Wait. I forgot I had that as a... Hold on. That's not supposed to be there. That's a placeholder sound. I left it as a placeholder. I'm not exactly sure that, I'm not exactly sure if having that entire sound there is okay. It was absolutely a placeholder, though. It's probably fine. I must keep that. I might. I was just like, I forgot, cause what happened, right, is I was sitting there, I was going, oh wait, anyway, that means I've been 2 years an affiliate now, cause Zach was my first subscriber, so hey, that's cool. But yeah, I use that as a placeholder because I was like, man, I need to make a 2-year notification. And I just was like, well, I have this sound, so I'll just put it here for now. And then I forgot to change it. It exits frame at the exact time PlayStation 2 logo sound. Oh fuck. Okay, it's gotta stay. It's gotta stay then. I do have. Yeah, it's time. Okay, it's gotta stay then.
The window is open and, there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Or at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows?
Is Edgeworth dressed extra fancy? Because this is like 7 years ago. This is the past. He's more pretentious.
Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right? I thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there's another possibility. No way, pal. Really? I suppose I'll just have to show you the conflict in this crime scene.
Okay, yeah, it's the hand. Because he's holding the gun in his right hand, but he's left-handed. And that, Ace Attorney games fucking love that shit. No, the... Yeah, it's more the chest than the shoulder, really. If he was stabbed there, it does have a chance of nicking the lung. So, totally possible. Okay. check it out. No gunpowder burned on his clothes. Yep. Well, I don't think that's quite it. Maybe I'm not right here. Fuck it, let's go for it.
There's a clear contradiction to the evidence here in this spot. Yeah, I was wrong. Really, pal? Because I don't see anything wrong there. I was merely testing.
Oh wait, was the pen? Oh, the pen totally was.
Hey, pal, don't make me arrest you for lying. I guess I was mistaken.
Because... Hold on. Let's take a look. Okay. Left-handed. There we go. Okay. That's gotta be it then. Whoops.
Now we've come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene.
You just... Oh, you're the kind of person to say lady and gentleman, aren't you? Jesus Christ. Or ladies and gentlemen. Well, actually, that one works. But ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. Point is, I'm here to bully young Edgeworth. Night, Oscar.
Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags scattered on the floor, and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case.
See you, Blue Jay. This is not a prequel to the main games. It's its own story, but we have gone back. Within this story, we have flashed back 7 years. So right now, yes, we're before any of the games.
Person of vile intent is serious about keeping the truth from us.
Be the Wolfman? Nah, he's not here.
September 10th, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Here's the autopsy report.
It's probable that Mr. Wells survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. Okay. It looks like we now know everything that needs to be known about this case.
Are you sure we know everything?
Of course, the incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt.
Do you really believe that to be the truth?
Huh. Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you? That you don't want to believe it's true?
Ugh.
It's alright, if you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is.
Don't worry, I will.
Yeah, no, baby Francisca. She's like 13 and, you know, trying to become a prosecutor. And Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Varel died for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case.
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous. Therefore, he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory.
Yeah, she's a little baby. But like most of you missed Baby K. That was earlier in this case, and she is small and adorable, and I love her. Okay. Yeah, well, let's press. Inkwolf, thank you for the 4 months, I appreciate it. First class.
Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously?
I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. There, you see? It's been documented. Clear as day.
Ugh. Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rill before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement?
Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need.
Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rill before being stabbed.
You're finally beginning to catch on, I see. On the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him.
So you believe that the dying Mr. Rill stole the knife from Mr. Faraday?
Mr. Rill became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So, the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rill was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy contradiction of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound.
Can you really say that? It's perfect.
What are you insinuating?
Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so if you could append that statement to your testimony.
Fine.
About this statement.
Mr. Rill used all of his remaining strength to take the knife and defend himself. One can easily see that they had a violent struggle. Of course, it's nothing compared to what my riding crop can do.
How does one compare the damage a crop can do with the state of this room?
Furthermore, all the plastic bags on the floor in this room were scattered there due to the fight. Is there anything else I can explain for you?
No, that'll be fine.
Okay. Whoops.
Something strange about Francesca's theory. I should compare her claim with the data I've gathered thus far.
Yep, just know that. Yep, okay. Up. Alright, they struggled. Yep, Mr. Rao. Let's talk about this. Because, if I remember right... okay, Faraday is on top of Rel here. Right? Hold on, let's see if this works. I gotta try it once per stream. Objection! It never worked.
Francesca, I advise you to take a look at this piece of evidence.
What are you trying to say with this?
I am saying that this piece of evidence
Doesn't contradict my testimony? Will pay me $10 to say ba ba booey next time? Fine. You've been asking me to do this. Fine, I'll say ba ba booey next time. Miles Edgeworth, just face it. I'm going to win our little competition.
I have to calm down and do a better job of finding a flaw in her logic.
Okay. Struggled. Alright. So if not... Well, hold on. Oh wait, maybe I needed to... Unless it's obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rel. Well, no. Because if we look at the thing... Wait, no, hold on. Mr. Faraday died after Mr. Rel. Okay, yeah, that counts. That tracks. Does this count? Good job wasting your points. Good shit. Okay. Did I, like... Is my brain dumb? Do I have oatmeal brain right now? I might have oatmeal brain right now. Why am I getting... Oh, thank you, Lavama. Okay, I guess I have to do it now, don't I? Shit. Alright, well... I have to figure this out, because my brain is oatmeal and dumb. Alright. Yeah, Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rel. Yes. Oh yeah, no, Faraday's scarf is sick. I love it. They struggled. Is it last? But where'd the statement about the name seems similarly familiar and you never found out why? Mr. K. Faraday. From, you know, K, our assistant throughout some of the game. It's okay, Lavama, it's fine. It's fine. We all stupid. We all a little stupid every now and then. Like me. I'm exceedingly so. Okay, let's... Faraday Cage is also a thing... Ah, yeah, true. True. Alright. Fucking... Let's think here. Let's listen to this again, actually. Let's listen to this. No, not present. Listen. Is that someone from the future? Yeah. About this statement. Mr. Alright, we already read this. Violent struggle. Of course, there's nothing compared. Yeah, okay, riding crop. Furthermore, plastic bags on the floor, scattered. Okay. Alright, let's... Or wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, right. Gumshoe would totally hear a gunshot. Gumshoe would totally hear a gunshot were this a thing. Anyway, let's see. Alright, Lavama, this one's for you. You paid $10. I'll do my due diligence. Baba Booey! It didn't... Baba Booey! Didn't work.
Objection!
I tried.
If the two men were fighting, their struggle would surely have caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing.
Ha! You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rel get his hands on the knife?
Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rel saw a chance and took it out at some point.
So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rel took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rel after being stabbed?
Isn't there something strange in Francesca's statement just now?
Yeah, a little off.
Something doesn't add up.
Oh, really?
It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have been shot shot Mr. Rel after being stabbed.
Fucking these notes should... Faraday died, knife to the chest, shot from stabbing caused instantaneous death. Yep, there it is. Oh yeah, no, Edgeworth has bangs for fucking days. Okay, one more time? We'll try it one more time. Not Baba Booey.
Take that!
I can hope. I can hope. But it doesn't work. It never works.
According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. Meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that.
Try holding the button down longer? Maybe. Ooh, you got me.
But of course.
Well then, if the report is correct, then there's only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense.
Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francesca.
I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could.
How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid. And still expect to discover the truth of the crime scene that offers you. Francesca, you've still got a ways to go.
What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic?
Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in the crime scene is the
order the bodies fell.
Let me get this straight. What you're arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which the bodies are piled.
No!
Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday.
Impossible!
Yes, I agree it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene we must solve is...
No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth.
What now?
I simply think that you ought to think a bit more about outside the box, and that it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent.
She sure bounced back quickly. Her explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong.
Self-fool. Alright. Hi, I'm Jetman J. So I sold a fool. It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they were attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order.
I just know that Francesca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction.
Shrimply, does this look like Whimsy Shrimp to you? There's no shrimp here. Fucker part of the already left. Alright. There's a chance that Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. Two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other. Let's talk about that, actually. This is the thing that catches me off guard here.
What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time?
I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver. And then, not a revolver. After Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. Ah, but she's forgetting about the gunpowder burns. She doesn't think about the gunpowder burns. You doof. You utter buffoon. You absolute dumbass. I'll have you know that I have evidence.
Yes, it's possible, but...
Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got.
Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like you to append what you just said with your testimony.
I don't see any point to that, but as you please. They attacked each other at the same time from close range. You motherfucker. You dumbass.
You fool! You utter buffoon!
There should be. You dumb baby, you could never be smart. Yeah, Rel died of a bullet wound to the chest. There's no gunpowder burn on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from a few yards away. Oh! Objection! Holding it longer did nothing.
Objection! So, you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's not impossible.
Nah, it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot.
Just as is written in the crime scene notes. The firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rel's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rel and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rel moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation.
What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? What happens if I let go of the button? You guys just want me to try again and again, don't you? I'm fine with that. Neither, man. No, hold on. Let's think about this. Okay. I mean, let's see. Because if... Okay, if Faraday attacked first, that brings back the bodies and how they are, and like... Because Mr. Rel... And that brings up the gunpowder burn, because Mr. Rel wouldn't have really made it that far to stab him, but then Faraday couldn't have. So actually, yeah, neither man. Morse code, take that. No.
Here, in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can be only one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person was the real culprit.
Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing.
Evidence, correct?
Exactly. Everything you've said up until now was nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove there was a third person involved in the crime?
Of course. The third person was truly here. That fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay it bare, the final piece of the puzzle that is not yet in place. It's a piece of evidence that proves there's a third person involved.
It's a cheese man. Ah, it's Blue Badger's back, baby. We're bringing back Blue Badger. Blue Badger traveled back in time to kill Mr. Faraday. Blue Badger doesn't exist yet, but now it does. Okay. But the handgun, because it's in the wrong hand. Okay, we'll try it one more time.
Take that!
Take that!
The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand, and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person.
How so?
Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for a moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when the knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence.
Okay.
Looks like we still got a long way to go in the investigation. Yes.
Objection!
What the heck's up with you, pal?
Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest.
What? What? What's the meaning of this?
Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Yeah, but you're a defense attorney.
Don't you dare.
The detective claims he was there standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie.
Miss Yu, I ask you to please explain that last statement.
Yeah, no, the judge is ready to fucking deck a bitch. I'll let his honor explain it himself.
I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when no one was in the hallway.
What?
See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie?
Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir.
It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles.
Ugh. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of struggle. Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now suspecting the murder of 2 men. Now, spit out the truth or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I'm the one that's setting up this investigation, am I not?
Can we see Baby K again? Yeah, later, when we see her again.
Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly.
Perfection's the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all.
Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? I asked Detective Gumshoe about it.
Good question. Good question. I guess motive wouldn't be a bad thing, right? Like, let's assume Gumshoe is... Because, like, why he wasn't in the hallway isn't really gonna get us anywhere. The state of the hallway, whatever. He's been in the hallway multiple times. That doesn't matter. So, motive, I guess.
I suppose that's one thing I'd like clarified. Is Detective Gumshoe motive for committing this crime? Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir. Not me. Not a single bad thing about Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact?
Huh. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe?
I'm telling you, I am not lying.
The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one right here for you.
Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to any flights of fancy. Because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation.
Oh, you're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. It was, about a week ago. I saw a detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday from the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut? That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation?
You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Wyatt, we can't trust anything you say. Sir. There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se, but there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misused perfect explanation may not be so perfect after all.
Everyone in that room was dumb baby who isn't smart except for Gumshoe and Edgeworth? Yeah, pretty much. Well, and then there's the guy who's dead. They're not really dumb babies. They're just dead. Yeah, I don't think Bad's dumb either. Bad is very much just like a... He's just keeping things in check. He's still dumb babies? Okay. About a week ago, saw the detective get chewed out by livid Faraday from the precinct. Stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you." The new detective suddenly getting his cut. Let's talk about it. You love used colors? Yeah.
To cut a new detective salary off the bat like that.
I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice?
Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier, too? I suppose I did.
It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone new or old with a snap of his fingers. You think maybe there's reason enough detectives to hate you people?
Well, I guess. You really shouldn't cut people's pay.
Bad's got a point.
Detective Bad, don't tell me if Mr. Von Karma cut your salary early.
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect.
It's not to your liking.
Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards.
Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case?
Should I do? Should I raise an objection?
Yeah, we always object.
Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me.
What's the motive for killing Mr. Rell?
I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell?
Motive for killing Rell? Like I would know.
If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Would you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves?
Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea.
But that's impossible. She must know something.
Wait. Oh, can you please not glare at me like that? Makes me laugh.
I didn't even do anything. You're already laughing away.
Anyway, the way I see it is as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway.
Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? Then this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation.
Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is that a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand you shut this rude woman up.
I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second.
Don't like that he has the mannerisms of Von Karma. It's a good thing he grew out of it then. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. All you really have is to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Miss Rell, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other.
I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KG-8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case.
What's the motive for Gumshoe? Pay cut. But,
Is there anyone else Is there someone else I'm overlooking who's somehow related to them?
let's talk about it. No one?
So, there's no one else who might have a grudge against both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rill.
I suppose no one is a bit of a stretch. But I'm pretty sure no one like that was here in this courthouse today.
She's lying through her teeth. You just saw someone like that here earlier.
Oh, yo, totally. That totally did happen. The person she was drug away with, the ambassador or whatever. Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men. No, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Because, should be in here, right? Yeah, there it is. This fucking embassy staff member. One person killed man one, they'd also kill man two to get rid of a witness? I mean, yeah, but, you know. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna try and mess with my... I'm gonna try it again. But, maybe lower my volume just a tad bit. This is your little warning. Objection! Objection! Didn't work. Okay, I tried.
Objection!
I tried to turn off my compressor and equalizer and maybe see if it was messing with the software, but no.
Miss you, I believe there's someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up?
What do you mean?
We're looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill.
Why did it work the first stream? We got lucky, I guess.
He was the suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Codepin Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Codepin Embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men?
Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two.
You covered for me, pal.
Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony, these are the only things I wish to hold. And well, actually, I don't know who Phoenix Wright is, never mind. I won't make those jokes right now. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin is up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. Or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived.
Then the only real suspect we still have is Detective Gumshoe.
I suppose so. No way. Come on, Detective Bad, you gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway?
No. That was no one else, sir.
Then why should I believe you didn't do it?
That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt.
I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up "I spaced out while on duty" or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation. Detective Bad?
As Edgeworth, I will go ahead and report this to Papa.
And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho ho ho.
Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now,
Before we do, Miss Yu, there's something I'd like to speak with you.
What is it?
You set these two men up and make it look like they killed each other. If there's one thing I cannot forgive, it's the desecration of the dead.
Oh, wait. So, what did you want to ask me about?
The current case of the murdered codependent embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident.
Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it?
I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers.
No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident.
I'd appreciate it if you stopped with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know?
I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here.
I think you can stop making that ultra-serious face in front of me.
If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG-8 incident she is.
Right, lady. It's just a lack of a lack of bangs. She should grow some bangs. Damn. Alright, yeah, no. Let's read the overview, shall we? Oh, well. I was hoping for more. Oh, wait, hold on. The victim is CCU. Right, okay. That was like probably her sister or cousin or something. Watch.
Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident.
That follows your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8 incident? You're the victim.
Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case?
Sorry, but we're not related. Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but...
Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth.
Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister CCU.
As I thought.
And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. Arnold.
All because of a lack of evidence.
No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist.
What?
I had it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently a man in black made off the most important piece of evidence.
Then the evidence had been tampered with?
Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along.
How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation?
I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know.
You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring?
I don't know what to think.
Oops. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier?
Actually, he came to watch the trial. Sorry, I gotta get water. Apparently he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should say hi. And one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either, too. Or either. Too bad.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh boy. Stop with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face.
When she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
But it is just as bad as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. Asked around, people in the gallery claim he was there in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess that wasn't much help, huh?
That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life.
Wow, Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we?
Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see.
Oh, look at you with your game face on, ready to go.
I'm making no such face.
Did you know? Laughter's the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time?
I'm charged with making sure that all criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter.
Here you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I've still got a few loose ends to tie up. Hey, Lightning Kitten Dragon. How was the job interview? How'd that go?
KG-8 incident and this murder investigation. It's my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus the detective, Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth.
Went okay? Nice. Okay. Sorry, I'm just sort of standing here for a minute. I'm wondering if I want to continue. I'm wondering how long I'll go if I continue. Fuck it.
September 10th, 4:45 p.m. District Court, 3rd floor lobby. Sir, what is to become of the trial and the Codopian Embassy staff member's murder?
Oh, right. Von Karma has to talk. Hold on. I need more water?
Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here, prematurely.
Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut.
I suppose it can't be helped.
The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Codopian Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rill?
What an outrageous circus it's all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety.
Outrageous circus. Right, sir.
I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth, and I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it.
Sir, if I may please, allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for.
I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rill. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim to such a thing as perfection.
Wow, you suck. Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I were competing to see if we can find the real killer first. Just being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
Then you're allowing us to continue.
In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francesca, see to it that I'm not disturbed. Save the results of your competition.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Papa. Oh, thank fucking God I don't have to talk as him anymore. If he had to talk a lot longer, I think I might have ended stream. I'll be honest.
Oh, I'm gonna tell everyone about this.
Hell yeah, thanks for the 16 months, man. I appreciate it. How you doing? What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wished.
I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation here, Miles Edgeworth.
I know I don't have enough information yet, but my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case.
Alright, what's up, Gumshoe?
It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, I understand. So let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated.
You having fun, buddy?
I can't stop the water, sir. It seems that man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much.
Bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool.
Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand?
As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing the officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later.
She seems to have quite the grudge. It sounds to me like someone wanted to drink.
Gumshoe's the perfect man? Yeah. Why wouldn't Gumshoe be the perfect man? Sorry, I need more water. Fucking... Ugh. When you do, when Von Karma's involved and you do all the voices, it gets a little harder to do the upkeep. Gravelly voices hurt throat.
Yeah, but, like, it isn't really as bad as if I were doing Larry the whole time. Because if I do Larry the whole time, it's a different part of my throat. And it's a part of my throat that's a little less trained. But I still think the voice is really fun. Especially when I get a little, off pitch and a little crack.
But, no. Alright, let's talk to you.
Miss you.
Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Hey, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I'm Francisca Von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to. I guess that means that for now, you're just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are.
Why are you whipping me?
Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. Hear the sweat pouring off my voice when the voice goes off pitch? Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have to ask a few more questions of you.
Your eyebrows scrunched with the lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you?
What exactly is so funny?
Sorry. I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere.
Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school.
Whew. I feel so much better now. So what is it that you want to talk about? Your earrings look like... They're the scales of justice. I like Yu's design. I like her design. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time until we heard the gunshot. By we, I mean Mr. Bad and I. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself.
You were Detective Bad. Why?
We had a little something to discuss, that's all.
So I take it that you two are acquaintances with Detective Bad.
Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident.
Detective Bad is also related to that incident.
That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? Like in that case, Cece, you was my little sister. Design's good but don't reflect her at all? Nah, I think it's a good design. Cause like she's got a playful enough design to laugh at things, right? You're making that super serious face again. Okay, no, I'm fine. Really. I just make a point to rub in some more salt in the wounded pride every time I see him.
She talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
Okay, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they made up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes.
I see. You did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail.
Sure.
Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu.
Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about the character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them.
Requests from companies?
Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in business of stealing people's lives? You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Yeah?
Francesca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by— No!
There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now? Whew! That was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was.
What is wrong with these two women? What does my pain give them delight?
And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say I had never heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely the digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Hold on, I'm gonna like sneeze, I think? I got a weird feeling. It was a weird cough sneeze thing. It was bad. It was not, things are not good here.
Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. You claim that at the time of the murder you were Detective Bad.
But don't you lawyers usually discuss trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning on doing. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and dragged Mr. Rail away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and hold on. Okay. That's a problem. May have gotten a nosebleed from that sneeze cough thing. I'll be back. Don't do anything horrible. Whoops. Alright. So, that might actually kill this stream, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just sort of sitting here with the paper towels shoved in my nose. And, yeah, it's not... It ain't stopping anytime soon. This is a really not fun one. Not only that, but if I have a large bloody nose and a lot of it goes down my throat, it makes my throat a bit sore. So yeah, don't think this is gonna... fuck, shit. I don't think this is, I think we gotta cut this short. So thank you everyone for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's find someone to raid real quick, yeah? I'll at least do that. I don't really even see anyone I want to raid off the top of my head. Who's going? Okay, sure. Fuck it, why not? Tell Tuna I say hi, and I can't stick around. We'll be back next Monday. We'll probably have to restart this little bit of the case. So... yeah, I'll be back Wednesday. Duke and I will be doing things, probably. Get the hell out of here. I'll see you around.